What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got a special game. This was probably the last game I've played, at least. Well, this is the last replay I've played in 2024. This was played in February, and it's special because it's a gold game. Yeah, it's going to be a gold game. We're going to see some gold strats, and unfortunately, I am going to be part of the gold experience. Here I'm on the USA side of Farmland, and I really haven't done enough Farmland games. We're gonna see why I love Farmland, and also why I hate it, and also why everybody else hates it too. And it's going to be close, so stay till the end. I will try not to spoiler it. It's going to be a deplorable experience for the most part. Maybe this is the reason why I haven't picked up the game in, five months now. We'll see. And we'll give everybody some colors. Got Donald Duck. He's going to be playing armor. Tuna Can is on support. And Golden Sword is Dexter. He's on inf, and I'm on air. On the opposing team, we've got Big Papa. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Augustus is. That is what's his face? Blitz, and then we got Spirit Gun Inf. And we're gonna be seeing the Spirit Gun Inf experience right here. He's coming in for a special military operation immediately, and he actually does pull it off. And in the meantime, there's no denials on the bridge, so they get the easy bridge cap. Hate to see it. And we decap this immediately, which is the correct move. You've got to decap this. And already they're up a lot. Dexter is providing the interesting medium chopper, the value medium chopper. He's allegedly going to be providing line of sight and poke in the air. And it's always a question, infantry on this map, I understand getting it. Like, we used to get these medium choppers all the time. I don't know about opening with it. And ultimately, I think it's better served if the armor gets the scout on this. But on a 4v4, the armor can't really afford it either. It's very costly. And it's just so... This is the issue with the medium scout chop. Medium, what are you going to use it for? If you're going to use it for killing stuff, it's going to die horribly because you're going to forget to micro it. And if you keep it here to provide line of sight, then you're kind of wasting 1,300 or 1,100 reinforcement points. That could have been like 2 shitheads, and oh, what another cap. This is brutal, what they're doing to us. And the controversy about Farmland in the current meta is that they say that the USA side has the advantage because it can just poke the bridge over and over again, and the USSR is forced to attack this. But in a 4v4, the USSR side can attack it quite effectively. Spirit Gun is doing the right thing. He's got the sniper behind the truck. Their support player is doing the right thing. They've got the aggressive AA tucked over here, just absolutely blowing me up. And can I get him? Yeah, I get him, just in case. Or just by the skin of my teeth. And they've got the heavy tank line set up here very nicely. And look at just wreaking havoc on us. The infantry in the woods providing line of sight. These guys can shoot super deep into us. Like, the AA is going to get sniped as soon as it kind of goes from this position. So our AA is not very effective here. And again, we have no line of sight at all. We have no drops over here. We have no infantry over here. These tanks are just blowing us up, and it's like a pub game. Like, they got the rep tank and this line of tanks just harassing us. And this is the issue. This is where, and boom, again, they get a cap here. And it's a virtuous cycle or a vicious cycle, depending on how you're looking at it, of just capping and decapping, and then capping again and building up a lead. And we're getting sucked into this. Our team is ignoring the rest of the map. They're all just, like, it's a bad sign when you got armor and inf spawning over here. And again, there's no pressure on bridge. And you notice, because there's no pressure on bridge, they can move the tanks and position them all into here into kind of not a blob, and like our TA. Hopefully that wasn't mine. you know, this blob is very difficult to deal with, especially in a 4v4. And before people cope about, and I was beating myself up about this, you know, oh, I have to kill these tanks, right? You know, and yeah, we got support complaining about the tanks, like they're ranked up, they're slaughtering us. You know, what can we do? In a 4v4, you don't really have enough oomph as an air player to stop that, to go into this blob, because, you know, you're going to send all your missiles. There's going to be at least 2 AAs there, and are we going to kill this AA at least? Like, come on. It's got 10 HP. No, we don't. Again, they have a scout providing line of sight. We could have popped that AA if we had a scout providing line of sight. And see, this is what happens. So diving a stack of tanks like this in this position is very difficult. And then there's other things air should be doing, like dealing with this. So we're going to see this constant, like I'm getting pulled. I should be killing this stank of ranked up tanks, but I'm getting pulled over here. I'm getting pulled over here. And yeah, I finally dive in, and luckily there's no AA defending it. And I think I managed to pop one tank. But again, I'm using up all my missiles, and now I got amphibs to kill. There's just a lot to do as air in a 4v4, and yeah, it sounds like I'm coping. Like I should be killing this overextended tank. But what we're not doing is attacking here. We are doing that, but again, there's no armor here. The light tanks are sitting in the spawn or blobbing over here. You know, there's the heavy. Like it should be sitting on this point. Like if you're gonna decap this, you should be sitting here, you know, daring them to try to push it. And I should be there killing this heavy tank. Let's see if I get. In the meantime, their air is also kind of doing the wrong thing and not killing our heavy tank. And let's see. No line of sight on this guy. Fortunate. Will I manage to kill him? Find out next time. And oh yeah, I love this. The heavy air support with nothing to back it up. You know, you got to be strategic about using these. I have to be strategic about pushing air into there. And yeah, it's a shit. It's if you're not synced up. Just give the order and we'll send in some more units. Oh, this is what the shit's for. He's gone. He's switched roles or something. And just notice there's no drops out of armor. Again, in a 4v4, armor should be doing drops to help out the inf. Like we're getting out dropped like crazy over here, and it's probably because they generated a lot of TA with the pokes over here, and now we're in big trouble. Like we've got air is in the wrong place. Like I'm trying to kill drops over here. Now I have to run all the way over onto this map, onto this side. And this is the problem when you lose initiative on this map. This is really the only way the USSR can win, is stealing the initiative. And nice snipe by Tuna and getting the AA, pulling the moving around in the smoke. Excellent stuff. Still gets attack grounded. And look at this, like, yeah, they have line of sight. They poke over here and decap it, and we panic. And they know that what's gonna happen is all of our team is gonna go along this road, and then you have your line of sight set up, you have your line of tanks set up, and you just snipe the hell out of the AA, and then the air goes in, and then yeah, you can have a pre-placed air-to-air to catch the air as well. It's brutal. And then at the same time, you just keep dropping and poking over here, and like there's a heavy, and there's all our air is over here, even though this is just absolutely killing us. And then in the meantime, there's no pressure on bridge. And because this is the weakest point of USSR, you know, if USSR gets sucked into a bridge fight where they're constantly getting decapped and they have to poke across and they're getting, you know, all the AAs clustered up here and getting sniped and RD'd, they are going to be in a bad situation. And that's how easy it is as USA. So when I'm armor on USA, I'm just poking this constantly. I'm just being super aggressive, constantly poking, constantly killing this. And man, why didn't that guy die? Like that, I put 2 Hellfires into him. Infuriating. But yeah, not the greatest game for air for me. Like, why isn't that guy dead? There was 2, I saw 2 Hellfires go. That's bullshit. But yeah, don't dive stuff without a scout. Learned our lesson. We'll never learn. And yeah, 4 heavies from our armor. Like, yeah, and I love this. Like, you know, I died there. You just saw me die. very salty still months later. Now, in the meantime, we're getting poked here. This is really ballsy. Like, this should be punished at this point. Like, that's embarrassing. But I'm over here trying to deal with this, and yeah, I can't hit that guy. It's an AA. Like, we just need one tank shot. Again, this is why you need a couple lights on the flanks. And interesting, we get a scout now, but it's kind of too late. We've got, oh yeah, and I got air to air it again. I kind of get out of it. Only lose one chopper, I think, which is not too bad. This guy's still here, and I get him this time, but fuck. Like, he was just hiding in the river the whole time. This is a problem when you have no, you lose these woods, the vision gets real bad, you know, and there's a shithead in here. We have no sniper here to clean it up. Again, you know, we have 2 choppers for vision, so we're trying, and we're noticing that the vision's a problem, but, you know, it's never, the vision's never where it needs to be.
Your new units are at the battlefield.
And, you know, I'm still trying to go in on these tanks, but yeah, again, in a 4v4 situation, unless you're a good air player like Blitz, and look at, we're just, okay, that's the infantry give scout, but a scan, but at this point, again, I don't have enough missiles. Like, a scan is wasted. Kind of either need to really be conservative with your choppers and not YOLO them and keep them stacked up until you have a very potent, you know, elite group, and then you have the accuracy that you can, you know, it doesn't matter if you only have 4 choppers, you have high accuracy, so they do damage very efficiently. But if you don't have that, then diving tanks and going, you know, hard in the paint is tough. Doesn't work out. And in the meantime, they're just constantly decapping it. We can't sanitize these woods, and, you know, jeeps are dying. Again, this is a problem with the line of sight, and, you know, Spirit Gun is just tearing us apart. You know, it's a real good game. You know, and kudos to Spirit Gun. He put a hell of a game on, and look, there's still a shithead in here. Incredible. You know, and I'm just hinting choppers left and right. You know, I managed to save that. I don't know about the heavy tanks over here. I would just prefer a light tank. You're going to push this flank. The heavy tanks are kind of wasted. They're so slow. Like, these are just crazy. I don't know about this. Again, if you're going to do these YOLOs, yeah, again, another air-to-air. You know, they're really having a lot of fun with this. Just send light tanks, and you keep your heavies over here. Like, this is where the heavies should be. But, hey, it's working for them, so, you know, I can't knock it. Yeah, we have no Jeep still. No Jeep gang. And, you know, these heavy tanks, it's insulting, really. Like, I should be killing them. But what's really insulting is this. This right here. This is Nuke. I'm not going to number the nukes. I know it's out of frustration, you know, but let's review what it's going to kill here. It almost kills the air. Let's see, is the air going to get... He's fine. So it kills a heavy tank, it kills a light tank and some stuff over here. Kills a fort. That could have been killed differently. You know, if I knew that we had the TA, I would have said, you know, let me get my choppers together and I could dive that with a scan. And you know, kill the couple... And are they going to get another cap here? Please don't. But ADTA is so much to spend on Farmland, and you should never be nuking on Farmland. Ever. Especially in a 4v4. Just never nuke on a Farmland. This is a drop game. Like, that's 3 sets. It's almost 3 sets of paradrops for armor. You know, I don't know, like 60 TA is 2 sets for... Or it's more than, it's like 4 sets for the inf. And, you know, inf is like, inf should be dropping every reset they should be dropping. So usually you have enough TA for the inf to constantly drop, but the armor could be dropping too. And tank drops in the back to really stretch them out is also a kind of a more viable approach. Now the nuke does kind of buy us some time, but also a kind of a random... Like, we get lucky that he moved his spawn over here and spammed a bunch of APCs. You know, they could have been at the bridge and set up if they weren't doing this kind of nonsense. And this is kind of nonsense. And when I have my full set of choppers, I know you know, these guys have been air-to-airing me a lot. So I got to be watching for those. We do cap this back. Got this back. And so, you know, we have 5 minutes and we have a comeback. And this is another reason why this map is so fun is you can come back on it. It's very volatile. So even if, you know, you botch things for the first 15 minutes, a lot interesting heavy arty here. And yet again, another cap. Like, this tank has to be on the points. Like, we need AA over here. You know, we need everything over here. Not just inf, but and to be microed and stuff. But it's tough when you're fighting for your life on the bridge. And so, like, kudos to this team for constant pressure. And I think it's incumbent on the, and like again, this is where it would have been nice to have air, or it would have been nice to have a heavy air support. It wouldn't be nice to have a nuke. And this is kind of where I, you know, I'm sending him TA to do drops, but I'm like, really, a nuke? And I didn't even notice it until I see it fall. And at this point, I'm just like, what the fuck, guy? Like a second nuke? Yeah, I'm like George Bush on 9/11, and they're like, a second nuke has been used on farmland, and I just can't believe it. Even though, you know, you think you'd see everything here. Like, the forts, like, we don't even kill, like, you could do this, you could get the exact same bang for your buck for like 20 TA instead. And same thing with a Donald nuke. Like, this was not Donald's fault. This was Dexter doing it. I don't know why he did it. Maybe he can explain why. Maybe he checked out as well. But, like, you need more than one set of drops on this, and this is why you be a little bit more economical with your TA use on this. Because if we were dropping lights over here and locking everything down, you know, instead of having heavies over here, you could have had 2 lights capping this bridge. And then when they clean up this, you do another set of drops. You know, so for the 160 we spent on nukes, and we killed like a heavy tank and a couple light tanks and a couple forts, you could do a lot more. You know, way more. Just defensive drops. Just from the armor, just to keep just to let Dex do his own. And then things like this, like, you just got to YOLO for this. You shouldn't wait. Like, he could have capped that in the time, like, because this guy was also being a pussy about it. And now he's gonna go in. He could have suckered the air into going in too. Like, if he was there 10 seconds ago, the air would have gone for sure. Instead, he gets TB'd. Like, he could have capped that and then pulled back into the bridge in time. But that's a good heavy air support. And again, you could have chained like 5 heavy air supports for what we spent on the nuke. And we're gonna ignore me driving into AA. That's kind of standard practice. Again, doing drops. So this is good. Like, we just need to keep pumping drops over here. Go, go, go. Distracting them, pulling them away so they're not decapping the bridge. Again, we don't need heavies over here. We don't need a second heavy over here. You know, you got, as an armor player on this one, got to be moving the spawns constantly. And honestly, I would just never spawn here. Ever. Like, just ever, I would never spawn here. This is the best place to spawn, because you can get here and here really fast. And, you know, just do drops over here, honestly. Interesting, that's still going. And, you know, we're clustering this. It's good that we're keeping it decapped, and good to, again, it would have been nice to have the armor player doing these drops as well to keep the tempo going. You know, destructive TA and 4v4 is, preach to the choir here and just say it's not worth it. But we finally get this locked down, and really we just need some caps. We need some caps. Like, this is still capped. That's great. We're denying this. It's great. We're decapping this. Is great. Like, we just need to get push it over. We're so close. Again, like, heavies in the last minute spawned in the corner. Not the play. Like, I like what Dex is doing, just getting APCs, because at this point you just need to chuck light units to get some caps. And you need to be here ASAP, because every second counts. And just be relentless. So now Dex he did para drops, he did a second round of para drops, then he did tank drops, and now he's doing a third round of para drops, which is all great. But another, like, doing multiple players worth of drops would probably be better. And looks like we're doing also, like, maybe he could have chucked this TA instead of spending it on this 25 TA on this. which is a pretty effective thing. We get a cap out of it, so hell, who am I to complain? You could have sent that and got 3 sets of tank drops out of what's his face, out of Donald Duck. That would have helped because we're so close. It's 40 seconds. We're pushing it over, like desperate last minute. Like they get the cap from under my nose. Oh, it's so brutal. You know, we're trying to hold on here. Like I should be running back here to kill this APCs, because this is a desperate situation here. We cap this. So we've got everything. If we just had this, and yeah, the desperate, finally a drop back here, and that's what you need. You need the desperate decap drops. You don't need already, like, at this point, although this is a lot of shit, like, they kill.
5, 4,
You know, they decap this and get the light tanks. And yeah, it's a GG, it's a poggers game. I get best enemy damage, but I get beaten by like 20 points on the air. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. Like, a few things that we could have done better is better coordination over here, to keep getting out of that death spiral. More drops on our side of the map, to give us line of sight, especially here and here, and this guy. And then in that last 5 minutes, if we had just, even, you know, give us the first nuke, you know, whatever. It's a dumb nuke. We're losing. Why not? But if we didn't spend that ADTA, and instead, if Dex just dumped it all on Donald and told Donald, listen, man, we're just going to do combo drops in the back 24/7. So 365, just endless combo drops, you know, 6 units at a time. If we just did a few more sets of that, and then a couple more light tanks over here, it would have been a different game. But, you know, who knows? Now, I don't know how many good games have been played since then. If, like, I haven't seen any good replays. I'm kind of running low on recent replays. Like, I'll have to bust out the archive for more content. Like, this is the last one I've got. So please send me replays. Like, I'm kind of active again, so I'll do more of these videos. I'll be a little more consistent on the videos going forward, and maybe I'll start playing again. Who knows? But maybe we have to do another match mode event this summer. But yeah, take it easy, guys. That's a Farmland game. You know, God bless Farmland, and yeah, see ya.